Yes.
Yeah, no, like I was talking about with Desmond earlier, you know what I'm saying? I was telling him, I was like, one day it was just, I was in middle school, like, you pretty much know everybody in high school, you hear of them, you know what I'm saying? I was hearing Aaron, I was hearing all types of other niggas, you know what I'm saying? Desmond, I guess he didn't go to Maplewood or South Orange or whatever, but I never heard his name before. So I'm like, who the hell is Desmond? How the hell he become so good? He's a sophomore playing varsity, all this, that, and the third. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to me, he kind of overachieved. I didn't know who the hell he was when he stepped on the court.
H, you know where Dad's from?
No, I don't know where Dad's from.
Yeah,
I didn't meet
I don't know
Dad
where
till we got to high school. That was it. When I was a freshman, that's when I met Dad, from like going to the weight room and all that stuff.
Word.
But I like you said, I thought he overachieved. Like I thought he worked harder. When you compare him and Aaron might have been naturally more talented, but I thought he worked way harder than Aaron.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Yeah, I ain't touch on that. I'm actually get to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't really tap into Aaron too much.
Dad started games as a sophomore, like several games.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, Desmond and Aaron was starting.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the hell that came from, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm starting with you,
in eighth grade.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with you, H. You know what I mean? And again, so I remember you came in from Newark, right?
Yeah, like Newark Irvington. I came in from Newark Irvington. I came in like 7th grade. So
7th grade?
To South Orange Middle, and then I went to Columbia.
Yeah, I remember that because I don't know. Before then, because you were a grade ahead of me. I was on the 6th grade team. We would play South Orange. You remember that shit? Oh, I'm like, we playing H, and this nigga on the other team just talking mad shit, yo. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Remember that? Oh,
you talk about NSO, right?
Yeah, South Orange. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Nobody even, huh?
We talk about that game a lot. We was all about to scrap after that game, basically.
It was him, some other dude. I forgot what dude on his name. He didn't even play basketball.
Gerard.
Yeah, him, big dude with braids. I'm like, yo, these niggas is over here. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. I remember even to the point where Coach Gizzo at the time was our coach. I mean, our assistant coach in Maplewood was like, we won. I think we even blew him out. But he was like,
yeah,
honestly, we blew him out. But he was like, something about it just doesn't rub me the right way. He's like, I feel like we got bitched today. Like, remember that shit? Oh, he was like, yo, I feel like he's like, we won, but something else is bothering me. I feel like we weren't men. Like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is running up and down the court, pushing us all over the court and shit, talking shit. It's like, ah, damn, bro.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but I do feel like that was Gizzo's character. I mean, he was the, he was the precision coach on that team. Drex would come out there, be their head coach, yell at us, but Gizzo was the one who was really, putting in that work and practice with all the stuff we're doing today. He used to be doing.
For sure. So H, when you went to Columbia, right? You was as a freshman. Did you play JV as a freshman or?
Yeah, I played JV. Like I didn't play till I remember I had like fractured my wrist, so I didn't play till like the holidays. That was like my first time playing, and I was like, I remember Arnie, Fred, Dejan, Stanley was playing with us at first, and then he got moved up. It was basically all the sophomores, like John, Arthur. Actually, I like John, but John's the biggest disappointment.
We're gonna get to that, yo. But
he was another one that was talented that could have did so much more with his size and everything.
I agree with you. So when you was there, right? Because I touched on this with Des, right? Because I know my experience. So when I first started off on JV, and then when I went to varsity, nigga, like Des was telling me how when he got to varsity, like niggas had him welcome. Open arms. He took Keith's spot, and Keith took him aside and was mentoring him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and then that shit happened to me. The motherfuckers was mean as hell when I got there. It's like, yeah, what the fuck is you talking about, man? How when you got to JV, how they treated you?
When I was on JV, it was like, I'll be honest with you. In practice, I thought I played better, where I should have got more time. But it was what it was. It was like I felt like, you know, motherfuckers' parents was doing shit that my parents wasn't doing. So some guys played more than me. But like when we would play the East Oranges and teams like that, I would finish games. But when we played Randolph, then I wouldn't. But it was different because we had homes. I don't know if you ever had homes.
Nah, we're gonna get to that too. I wanted to talk to O before so he can tell me about his real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously I played with you since I was in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? And you was always doing your thing. You was a forward and all that. You know what I'm saying? When you got to Columbia your freshman year, what was it like for you?
I felt like freshman year was kind of business as usual. For one, you and I, we had played on the team for a couple of years together. But I think the thing that changed it all was, we mentioned it, like, when we first played against South Orange, we had smoke with them. But once a rap team came along, we all ended up playing, a lot of us ended up playing on the same team. So because we all played that rap AAU circuit together, it was me, H, you was on there, right?
Yeah, I was on it for a little while. No,
right? It was me, H,
Dwayne,
Doug, Matt, Perm. You know what I'm saying? So, once we got that base, we all kind of knew each other. So when we came to Columbia, it was kind of, wheels to the road. We was ready to go.
And who was your coach your freshman year?
What was his name? The Native American dude. What was his name?
He had like a curl. He had a curl, yeah.
What was his name?
Grant.
I forgot his name. Grant. Yes, Coach Grant.
Yeah, Coach Grant. He was a nice guy. He didn't really know too much about basketball, though.
Yeah, but I forgot to ask Rodney about that because Rodney made him cry. He caught him reading a book about basketball. But H, you touched on it though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Holmes is the coach at Bloomfield College now. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of successful, whatever the case may be. And I see him around a lot. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, before I got there, I knew him. I knew him from trying. He would come to Maplewood Middle trying to get me to go to Columbia, which I wanted to go to anyway. But you know what I'm saying? So I knew him from that, but he was kind of dickheadish when he was doing that shit too. Yeah. So I never met, and this is, because I'm a drop it, so it's going to sound crazy, but to be honest with you, I've never met anybody who's had a good thing to say about that dude, bro. Like, what was it like playing for him?
Holmes he was a better practice coach than he was game coach. Like, he would break you down. Like, he would have us prepared for games. Mm-hmm. Unlike Bailey. But when it came to actual game making decisions, he couldn't make the adjustments. But he would prepare you in the practice.
Oh yeah.
So if you was just a better team, you would run through the other team. You won't play. He wouldn't allow you to play to that team's level. Mm-hmm. But if we was playing a team that might have been even with us or might a tad bit better than us, and it was gonna come down to coaching, he was gonna get out coached.
Well, what was it like? What was it about his personality? Like, you could tell me, you remember any stories or anything like that? Like, give me an example.
He never came to me about it because I would play well in practice. Mm-hmm. Because we honestly used to kick the. It was a couple times we got sent home for kicking the varsity ass when I was a freshman. Because they would just come out and try and be physical with us, like Maurice that graduated with freckles that graduated with your sister.
Like skin ball.
Yeah, like they would just was on some football shit. And I think you remember Big Jew, he was just playing with us, but him and Mikkel was just like, we would just run off screens and they was light their ass up and we were just taking advantage of it. Like, we just outplayed them. Like, they had guys that could play, but like Maurice was lazy. Maurice didn't come to play till fucking game time.
Cool. All right. That same year you was playing freshman. I remember, mm-hmm. I want to say, because we scrimmaged y'all in 8th grade for like a quarter or something like that. I want to say like Salam and some other dudes that didn't really play basketball was on that team,
Yeah.
Am I wrong or did right?
No. Salam was on there with Salam, DeAndre Purdy. Who else was on there? Donald Goss. Ed Starr was on there. Ed was on that team. Ramon was on that team. Mike Douglas. Who else was on there? I can't even remember. I mean, that's a couple of them now. I feel like I was pretty close to the starting lineup. Matt was on there. So, I mean, and Fritz was on there too.
How did y'all year end up?
I think we ended up going to like the county semis. I mean, we did all right. In a lot of ways, I think we underachieved. You know, we still had a lot of talent, but like we said earlier, our coach wasn't a coach. So that's a small percentage of the problem. But I always felt like the players, have the final say. I'm looking at what happened with the Clippers and everybody trying to say it's, 75% Doc Rivers' fault. Nah, the players is on the court. So if you on the court and you better, what the coach is telling you is one thing, but at a certain point, players got to take it in their own hands. So, we had a good year. We scrimmage with teams sometimes. Just talking on that, when it Coach Holmes, we scrimmage with them sometimes and work with Holmes. He just seemed like, like H said, the personality, he was a dickhead. But at the same time, he put a lot of toughness in all the players, especially players that needed a little bit more depending on who he was playing. He'll put that in you. I can't speak to his X and O's game, during the games, obviously, because I ain't play for him. But I think he has some value, you know what I'm saying, for a team of young guys trying to figure out how to go from playing, young middle school 12, 13-year-olds who tough to a 16, 17-year-old, because that's a very different game. I mean.
Yeah. So, H, how did y'all end up that year?
I think we got bumped out the counties early. We won the games we were supposed to win, but the games that Seton Hall, in the Christmas tournament we pretty much lost those games. We would never. It's pretty much the history of Columbia. Like we would never be prepared for the teams, the unknown teams that we didn't know. Like you knew nothing about them. It was like you was walking in blind, and it was like going to the park and you just playing a pickup game against a stranger. Yeah. But it was like honestly it was a disappointing year. But
was Chap there yet?
Chap was like working with them.
Okay.
Yeah, Chap was just like, I think at that time he was volunteering.
Gotcha.
Because once Holmes got bumped, I don't know why Holmes left. I don't know if he went to Bloomfield right away. Honestly,
something happened. So I can't remember what it was, but something happened.
Something happened with Holmes, and Holmes had to leave, and that's how Chap got the position.
Yeah.
All right, so
I do remember that.
At that same time, I mean, this is kind of when I came, like, I would come to games. I remember starting to see, like, the teams or whatever, and I remember watching the varsity team. I just remember they I don't know if they got destroyed, but they was knocked out by Union. It seemed like we got knocked out by Union every year. But anyway, so yeah, I remember I remember going to the game. It was at Union, and I remember just there was bald head dude from Union, Muhammad and son.
Oh, Muhammad Oliver.
And some other dude, they was just like they was just, I don't know, man. They was kicking up on us or whatever. But it kind of looked like we had more talent than we had, or at least comparable talent. Like we had Dez, we had Aaron. What was like, I only saw a couple games that year, but I know y'all probably saw more. What was the issue? You had Howard that year too, right?
Yeah, Howard.
I can't say if he was good or not.
Who?
Howard.
Nah, Howard was tough. Howard, when I first came to this school district, I was in sixth grade. I remember going to a game. This in the rec league. He was in 8th grade. He was doing reverse 2-hand dunks in 8th grade. I'm looking at Moan like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this nigga nice as hell. I thought, niggas went home and started practicing doing, what was the shoes called? We used to cop them with the
that you step with the steps. Yeah, Sloan used to wear them all the time.
Yeah, niggas want to cop those because we seen Howard doing 2-hand reverses in the game. And when we got to Columbia, Howard was a senior. And I just remember him looking like he was better than everybody else. He was pulling from 6, 7 feet off the line, but Bailey ain't control him at all. Bailey just let him do what he wanted to do. And that's really how it went down. Cause Ace, you seen when Senior Hall played Columbia freshman year?
Yeah.
When what's his name? Knight. Was it Brandon Knight?
Brandon,
Yeah.
yeah, Brandon.
When Brandon Knight,
That was the year. That was the year they won. That was the year they won it all.
Yeah, well, I remember he punched Aaron shit into the stands. Like,
He took his heart.
I mean, Aaron was on the wing and he shot it. My man closed his fist and punched that shit into the stands. And I felt like at that point, everybody looked at Bailey and Bailey looked away. Bailey would turn around and look at the crowd. And I mean, I remember that kind of stuck with me for the whole thing. And y'all, I'm sure we're gonna talk about that later, but we can let that go.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron. I mean, I obviously knew Aaron. I didn't think I even played with Aaron on a while when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But he was obviously the person I used to look up to. He kind of the person I'm telling my game at to because I know he could shoot. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't really seem like at Columbia. Well, I don't know if it's because he got older and more mature, but he definitely was a better Aaron at as a Catholic than he was at Columbia for sure.
Yeah, because there was no player progression for him, right? Like, they tell him they have him go to practice, but how often was people really
working with you, right?
Really working? No,
it was no individual skill drills. And yeah, I knew from Coach Oden, he did a lot of personal skill drills with you. And that probably played a big part.
So the next year, huh?
You was on rap. You was on rap, right?
Nah, remember the fucking I went, right? I made the team. I came to like one practice or something like that, and then I quit. I couldn't really do. I was playing on like 3-4 teams, right?
Okay, you was playing on more than one team, right?
So he was like, that's cool. He invited me to come back that summer to play for the AAU team, and I came back. I got hurt in practice, and I just never I never came back, or I never called him or something. So he called me maybe about 2-3 weeks later. He's like, yo, you never called me. Like, what's up? Because I done heard stories about this dude and cursing people out and all other types of shit, right? So he was never, he was always nice to me. He never did nothing to me. So he calls me. I'm at the dinner table with my mom, my family, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, my mom was like, hey, he want to talk to you. You know what I mean? And he's talking, and he's just so aggressive and talking crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, it don't look good for you. You want to come out next year. Like, you know what I mean? You want to go play with the 7th graders and then play rec league so you can kill everybody. You don't want to step up to the real talent. Just talking crazy. I'm like,
that's how, right?
This dude talking about, yo? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yo, he was crazy.
Like, you know,
he was crazy, but not for nothing. He was the best basketball coach I ever had in terms of development, drills, putting players in places where you're going to be seen. I ain't never had a better one.
Yeah, I mean, I never got a chance to play for him. After that, I didn't want to play for him. You know what I'm saying? I was actually playing. I hurt my knee, so I was going to come back at some point, my nigga, but I just never – I mean, I probably should have called him or something, but you know what I mean? I don't know. But so the next year, right, you go to y'all sophomores. That's when I come in the picture. I come in my freshman year or whatever. Yo, H, you there? Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, I think we lost. He's going to have to dial back in.
Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, I think he muted his. Yeah, but I'm just go with you for now, honestly. But yeah, the next year is sophomore year. That's when I can speak on that side of things. You know what I'm saying? I came in, you know what I mean? I was playing JV at first. You know what I mean? You,
Perm.
Fritz, Perm.
Yeah. Doug was there too, I think, right?
Yeah, Doug, Phoenix. Yeah, V was there.
Okay.
Dejan, I want to say maybe.
Yeah, Dejan was on there. Who else? Dap was on there.
Yeah, Dap. Well, it was
Who else was on there?
Fritz. We say Fritz.
Yeah, we said Fritz. Remember Norman. I ain't seen him in a minute.
Norman. Yeah, I forgot about that dude. He was big too.
Yeah, he was all right. He
was like 2 years. What was he? He was
a junior then. He was
a junior then. Yeah, he wasn't bad. I remember him. Big man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right. But Yeah, I remember, and that's when Chap was. Hold on, he came off. Let me see. Oh, he's trying to get back in. But yeah, so Chap had came in. I guess it was his first year coaching or whatever. Real cool dude. You know what I'm saying? We came in and we was basically every time I played when we was there, we destroyed pretty much everybody. The only game I think we lost to Union. That was my last game playing JV. But I remember that year, bro. Like, and it just honestly, man, same thing we was talking to Rodney about. Like the more people that, especially on the JV level, I guess, because it's kind of like dog eat dog, I guess, over there for younger players. Everybody wants to get to varsity.
You let Tip in. He just texted me. Said to,
Oh yeah, I'm back in.
Yeah, so I remember going in there into JV, and it kind of was like, it was like a disconnect, bro. Like it didn't really seem like the younger Maplewood players, like the freshman Maplewood players, they didn't look like they really got along with the sophomore players. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody, I guess it was just me and Phoenix, but like, you know what I mean? We already knew you know what I'm saying? And we knew Ramon, but everybody else was kind of new. And it kind of seemed like, you know, it was like, I don't want to say hating, but like Matt and Perm and all these other dudes, yo. It was kind of like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Y'all was taking people's spots too, though.
I mean, yeah, I guess. So, you know, whatever it is, what it is. But, you know what I mean? I wasn't really expecting that. You know what I'm saying? And then I had left after that. So after I left, I remember even still, like, you know what I mean? It was like y'all were good, but it just kind of seemed like y'all didn't really meet. Like, y'all didn't do as good as y'all should have did. Like, I remember y'all lost to Montclair. Did y'all lose to Montclair in the championship, right?
Yeah, we did. But, you know, it was on some bullshit. But I was actually academically ineligible for that game. That's what happened sophomore year. So I played through the first round of the counties at Montclair Kimberly. Got the word from Curcio. I think Orange was the next game. They won the Orange one in a close one. And then I think they lost to either Montclair or Senior Hall in championship that year, the counties.
Yeah. That was so. H, I remember that year coming into varsity or whatever. You was a sophomore playing varsity, and that was what we had like what G, we had O, Sloan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Dudes, you know what I mean? That was like G. I remember he was kind of like there was some like incomplete players. Like G was real athletic. I just remember him dunking all the time. You know what I'm saying? I can't even remember really too much anything else about that, but I just remember he was always dunking. Sloan, I don't remember getting in much. And O was like,
I liked O. O was tough. He was just undersized.
O was good. I told him like playing with him is actually kind of like, you know what I mean? It was kind of fun and hard, but like he was kind of wild though, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I remember he was like,
drop them O.
I remember I told my first game ever playing varsity, dude. I was like, barely just threw me in there, son. I never even practiced before. And I'm throwing in there. I'm on a fast break with this dude. O has a wide open layup, son. He jumps for the layup. Dude doesn't even contest him. He turns around with two hands. I'm like 2 feet away from this dude. He throws an overhead strike right at my face, son. And I caught this shit like on my neck. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, yo? But I remember this dude, he was good though. He was always hustling and shit like that. And that team, that was a big ass team too. Like for a high school team, yeah, Kevin May. And we was like, you know what I mean? We was telling the story. I was telling the story about people don't forget, like we played Seton Hall Prep that year. Seton Hall Prep number 1 in the country. Yo, we tied, I think we was winning.
I think it was close. But I know Kevin got a technical.
That's what happened. Kev went nuts. He got 2 technicals. He hit a 3.
He got a foul, 2 technicals, so it was tied. So they went up 6, and then they hit a 3 and went up 9 going into the.
And then it was just over from there. But we was talking about that before. That's something we always talking about. Like, yo, that shit was crazy. This dude came in, and he only came in for like 30 seconds. It was like the last 30 seconds of the quarter, bro. He had like an 11-point swing. That shit was crazy. I remember dude took off his
20 seconds.
Yo, dude took off his jersey and threw that shit in the stands going out. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember.
That shit was crazy. I mean, and that's the type of shit. It was like, yo, it was like we wasn't built to beat Seton Prep, even if we had the talent to beat them. And I'll take you into the junior year.
The junior year at home, we should have beat them.
Y'all should have beat them.
Yeah,
I fouled
that's
out.
Your junior year.
Yeah, your sophomore year. I fouled out.
Yeah.
Luther came in, gave away the game. I fuck with Luther. I like Luther, but Luther gave away the game.
Forgot about that.
I remember going into that game, yo. Like that was the first game.
We was up 4.
Yeah,
with like 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, the shit was crazy. But looking at their team, son, they had nobody to stop Kev Martin. They had nobody that shouldn't be able to stop John. Dez was crazy. He was tough. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember we was just like, yo, it just never seemed like, it felt like that was good enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was up by 4.
That game came down to coaching.
I was gonna say that.
Came to coaching.
Who was on that team? It was Fleet, Busby, Nut. Who else?
Just Nutter. All they had was Nutter and Dre.
Nutter and Dre. Everybody else
Martinez was all right.
Yeah,
no, I forgot about Dre. That's when Dre was pulling like 6 feet off the line.
Yeah, I coached with him this year at Linden, actually, yo. He stayed pulling out his rings. He had like 3 rings, bro, like 3 state championship rings. He would always show them to the kids. And the last time he did it, he turned to me and was like, yo, you can look at them too if you want. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here, bro. But I'm looking, I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I feel like, that year I should have had a ring that year, man, to pull out polls. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought we could have won Group 4, honestly, that year. I thought we could have won it.
But we was better than everybody. Dabney and Muhammad when Plainfield was just juniors at the time, although good. But we scrimmaged them and we destroyed them, I think.
Yeah. Because we lost to them my senior year, your junior year. That's what.
Yeah, that was their year. But I mean, like the junior year, your junior year, we scrimmaged them, we destroyed. So that was really the only competition, except for a team that came out of nowhere with a player that barely didn't even prepare us for it when we was about to play him. Randy Foye, Eastside
University, right?
Yeah, Randy went off. First time he went off was at Essex County College.
I remember that game. Like that shit was like a
30.
gloomy ass, just a long, slow death, son. I just remember, because remember we was the high seed. We was like the 2 seed that year.
I think we was 3.
We was top. We was a top seed. They were the lower seed.
Shabazz was 1. Seton Prep was 2, and we was 3.
And it was 3. Yeah, we ended up playing Eastside, and we didn't know. I remember this sticks in my head. The practice, it was a Friday, man. We barely was just like, yeah, they got a kid on his team, Foye or whatever. Like, he didn't even really know who he was, man. Like, so I wasn't expecting to come in and for them to be that good. You know what I'm saying? We still should have beat them, but I wasn't like, I'm like, yo, how do we not know about this kid, bro? Like, and then people don't even know. The crazy shit about it was, like, I think he kind of made his name upsetting us because we was a top 20 team. Or like a top 12 team.
At that time, we was number 12.
Yeah, we was a top 12 team in the state. They upset us. He had a good game, and that kind of put him on the radar, as far as I know. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
I mean, he was actually good though. I mean, he had a 12-year NBA career.
That nigga, I remember Dez fouled him one time because Dez was guarding him, and he was walking up the court, and he was like, "Yo, I'm about to foul your man now. So you and that tall nigga talking about John, y'all need to figure out who gonna guard me next." I couldn't say shit to him. I wanted to pop some shit, but what can I say to him? I just looked at him and kept walking.
Yo, that shit was crazy. We had Kevin Martin 6'9", bro. I just remember nobody being his size, and he was. I mean, keep it real with you. Niggas like to shit on Kevin Martin. But Kevin Martin was actually, he wasn't no bum. He was 6'9" and good, yo. Like, he drop step and he would get double teamed and not pass the ball out. But, I mean, he was actually a good player, though. He wasn't a 6'9" bum. You know what I'm saying? He was like a Shaq in high school, son. And
he wasn't no bum, but I still feel like the coaches should have used him a little bit better, work with him a little bit more. He didn't get better until he left and started messing with Odin, honestly.
Yeah, that's what happened. His senior year, he came back and he was like one of the best big men around or some shit like that. And it was crazy. I remember we played like a Big Apple Classic. We played like CBA or something like that. And he was
at at Seton Hall.
Seton Hall, yeah. And Kev was killing everybody in that tournament, son.
Yeah.
He was destroying dudes. So that's when I realized he was good. Because before that, honestly, I didn't really think he was that good. Like our junior year.
When we played at the what's name, I don't know if you remember, we played Bergen Catholic. We beat them or whatever. And I don't know if you remember a kid, Sean Banks.
Crazy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TMI, I was locked up recently, right? And I seen him when I was locked up in jail, and I'm like, damn, like this nigga played in the NBA. Like, what the fuck you doing here?
Yo, that's funny you say that, yo, because I Googled him like
he part of the
like
James
6 months
Bond
ago. And he was doing some bullshit. He wasn't even on there like trying to get money or doing some, some other shit, some illegal shit, just getting money. He was like breaking his girlfriend's. He was in mad petty charges. Like, yo, this nigga was like stalking his girlfriend and putting sugar in her tank. He was doing some wild shit.
Yeah, he was nice. He played for the I think the Pelicans at the time. And he went to Memphis when Calipari was there.
Yeah, I don't really remember nothing. I mean, you said we played him. I don't remember that. Like, I don't remember
nothing
about him until my
he
senior.
He was your year. He was in your year.
Yeah, as I said, I don't remember nothing about him until my senior year because I remember we played the players when I was playing for the Bulls, and I was, I played with the Morristown dudes. You know what I mean? Them Jamar and all them dudes or whatever. They was scared because this nigga was in there. He was talking hella shit too. You know what I mean? He had all them tats and he was talking crazy at the line, him and Nutter, and these dudes were scared. We had got like, we ain't get blown out. I think we got. I'm like, y'all scared of these dudes? But anyway, yeah, I remember that's the first time I remember seeing this dude. But back to that same year, Omar, y'all was having like a crazy year, JV, son. Y'all was undefeated.
Yeah.
Like,
y'all had a great year.
Y'all had Chap, you know what I'm saying? Rodney, Fritz, Perm, all the same dudes, right?
That was the year OC came too. So it was OC, Perm,
OC, exactly. So
Doug and somebody else, maybe Fritz.
Yeah, and then like something happened. I don't know. I just remember there was a whole bunch of turmoil in the locker room. Like y'all niggas did not like each other, or some people didn't get along. Like the upperclassmen didn't get along with the underclassmen, and y'all went from being like a #1 seed in the county to getting bounced by somebody, and I forgot who it was, but it just wasn't like it was never the same. A Chap had got fired, so you know what I mean. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, was Chap there for the whole season?
Nah, he got fired. Yeah. He got let go. And y'all had I can't remember his name, yo. Dude, Coach JV. He came from like he was like a counselor or something.
With the
gray
buzz
hair.
cut. With the buzz cut, the white dude from Seton Hall.
No, that's Bender. That's our senior. That's y'all senior year.
Our senior year? Yeah, I can't even remember that, honestly. I just know, that was a good year. The same day that y'all was supposed to beat Seton Hall, and you was up 4 with like, a minute and a half.
Y'all crushed them.
Yeah,
I remember y'all coming in the locker room. Wow.
We just beat them. We were ready. Wow, we were going to knock somebody out in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? But, H, we already touched on what happened at the end of that game. But, we had a good year. And I think our first loss was actually to Roxbury on the road. I remember going up there.
Oh, they cheated y'all.
They cheated us a little bit, but, people was trying to blame the coaches. But, again, like, we was on the floor. We should have whooped Roxbury ass, period.
Yeah.
I think, we was just feeling ourselves. Where Fritz at? I remember that game. We was arguing in the game because Fritz was having a lot of static with the other players. Because Fritz like to do what he want to do sometimes. When Matt, Doug, and all of them, they start talking crazy and they was beefing. So during the game, Fritz doing what he wants to do. Fritz was shooting free throws from 5 feet behind.
Damn, the 3-point line. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that. That's what he started doing.
Fritz was shooting free throws at the 3-point line.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was just being a dickhead, and you're right, we was beefing during the game, but after that, I think the real thing that Chap leaving Columbia was obviously one of the most detrimental things that ever happened to the program.
Yeah,
Chap had us all together. He had galvanized the whole school, freshmen and seniors. We was all in on it, and really on some bullshit. He got let go. Honestly, no, I know a lot of cats want to blame Hyde. Yeah, but I was a kid. I would really blame Curcio for that.
Well, actually, it's kind of his fault, man. He's the one. He should just shut up and should have said nothing. If he was going to turn him in, he should have turned him in. And if not, just shut up. That's what I would do.
Well, I mean, you're right. So you're right. Maybe it is on chat, but that's what he told how he was going to do. He said, "Listen, you got this amount of time to tell. If you don't, I'm telling." He didn't, so he told, and then he got in this funny little area that, I think that shit was more or less the beginning of the end for the whole program.
Yeah, and then on the varsity level that year, that shit ended terribly again, losing the East, 20-4, and lost to 2 teams.
We all lost.
Yeah.
East Side and
East Side
Seton Hall.
twice and Seton Hall twice.
That was the game where Foye jumped over Mike's head, right? He blocked him and jumped over his head or some dumb shit and almost got hurt. I never seen no shit like that before. That shit was crazy. I was on the court when that shit happened.
That's crazy.
He went to shoot a jump shot.
You played on D-Up?
Huh?
You played on D-Up?
Who?
On Luther Pop's team? You ain't play on that AU team?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, yeah. We had seen Randy one other time when he was on the Jammers.
He was playing with Road Runners. He was playing with
Road Runners. And honestly, I didn't think he was going to be as nice as he was. But, Randy actually turned out good. Randy turned out real good.
So that shit was crazy. We ended up losing. The next year was going to be our senior years and my junior year, right? So I remember we only had, because the whole team was seniors, it was only me, H.
Me and Eddie that came in. And Phoenix was sometimes up there.
Phoenix and Ramon.
Yeah.
So it was
and
only
they cut Ramon.
Yeah, he ended up cutting Ramon on some wild shit too. That was crazy because Ramon was talking hella shit to Bailey.
In practice.
Yeah, remember that shit? He cut him because Ramon was talking hella shit. I remember thinking in my head, like, God damn, Ramon.
That's how Moan is. Moan the kind of nigga, I know that nigga for a long time, even though passed there through college, all types of shit. When this nigga Moan black out, this nigga don't care about nothing. He just see what he see.
Yeah, and wow. And I remember starting in the like it was crazy because we started like remember the MCAP Summer League in Montclair.
Yeah.
So we was kind of like doing well. So I mean, nobody expected us to do good, but in the summer I started to see like as I got older, because like the older the players are, like when I'm a freshman, they look so much bigger and better. Then when I'm a sophomore, they don't look as big and as good. And then when I'm a junior, I feel like I'm on the same level with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So by the time I got there when my sophomore summer league, and I'm like, yo, we're gonna be all right, because everybody else don't look that good neither. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at you, I'm like, yo, nobody really looks that much bigger than me or stronger than me and faster than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So I thought we was ready to take that step up. And I remember we went on a little run that year. I think we started off like 0-2. I got hurt. I think I played like the first game, and then I hurt my ankle, and I was out until like the end of January. I got hurt in Morristown. Motherfucker took me out and shit. And I only played like half that season. But I remember we went to a Christmas tournament, Hackensack. We beat St. Mary's after we lost. We was like 2-4 or 1-4 maybe. And then we just went on a crazy run. Bailey had did some wild shit, like fell down the steps and hurt his ass, couldn't coach for like a month. You remember that shit? That's when Bender and Davis was there. You remember Bender and Davis?
I remember. Davis. I forgot about this nigga Davis.
Oh, Dexter
Bender
Davis.
And Davis was the coach. Yeah, Davis came in, started playing Omar more. H, Omar, and I think I wasn't playing, but Russell and I think it was maybe.
Yeah, Russell.
Maybe.
Yeah. Russell was big. I like playing with Russell.
And then it went on some.
He was playing Doug a lot too.
Yeah, he was playing Doug. And then he wasn't, and he had kind of moved away from playing Perm and Fritz and Matt and all the motherfuckers. And then motherfuckers just up and quit. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, I remember after the East Orange game, this nigga Fritz quit. I'm like, yo, don't quit. And he's like, nah, man, fuck this. Just never came back.
They just quit, and then that kind of turned us around because we went on like a run after that.
I think Perm did too, right?
Perm quit too.
Perm did too, right?
Perm quit, yeah.
It was Matt didn't quit though. Matt didn't quit.
Matt stayed on, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it was kind of like we went on like a 6-7 game win streak. Ended up going into Morristown, who was ranked at that time. And I remember Davis pulling us in the room. because Bender was technically the coach.
Mhm.
And Davis pulled us in the room and was like, and this is my first game back, I think. Maybe first or second game back, something like that. And he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say nothing, but, you know, the white boy thinks it is him that's doing all this winning. He's like, they don't know it's me telling them what to do behind the scenes. He's like, yeah, if y'all listen to me, y'all go into Morristown, we beat them, we gonna open some eyes or whatever. So I remember that was in Chat's room, whatever the case may be. We come out, or Chat's old room. We go to Morristown. I think we ended up losing like 10 or 12 points or some shit like that. It wasn't bad, but I think
they were just too big. They was too big and physical.
Yeah,
we was too small.
The highlight from that game, I just remember, yo, was a missed dunk that the dude Jamar Thorpe had on Jeff Middleton, yo. That shit was crazy. You remember that shit? He missed it. That was the best missed dunk I ever seen in my life. He tried to dunk that shit so hard on the ball went to the ceiling. You remember that shit?
Yeah, that shit popped up.
That shit popped up and hit the ceiling. I'm like, yo, I never seen no shit like that before. That shit is crazy. That was the best missed dunk I ever seen in my life. Yo, that shit was wild. And then at the end of the year, we ended up flaming out. I think we lost to Plainfield. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was pretty much it.
You want to know that team was like very difficult to play on. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
I never really played because I always played with like the upper class.
The upperclassmen, yeah.
So I never knew how to play with them. Like I played, you know, I learned in the summer, and it was just everybody wanted to shoot the fucking ball.
Yo, I remember having you probably don't even remember this, bro, but I remember having a conversation with you in the summer, bro. It was I think it was at MCAP or it was at the Seton Hall, you know, one of them pre-tournament joints.
Okay.
That we was in. And I remember talking to you on the side. I'm like, yo, bro, like I hate playing with these dudes, man. These, like, no offense to them, man. I know names, but you know who they are. But you know what I'm saying? It was just like, I'm like, yo, bro, this shit is crazy, man. I hate like these dudes, and they angry, they feisty, they don't listen. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was weird. I'm like, yo, I always love playing with Omar. You know what I'm saying? Playing with Phoenix I'm just used to playing with Phoenix. So like, you know what I mean? Some people like it, some people didn't. Doug was real good to play with because, you know what I mean, he just passed the ball.
Yeah, he's gonna pass the ball, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? He plays simple, you know what I mean? But it was just kind of like, it was just hard playing with them dudes, man. I remember talking to H. I'm like, yo, bro, I can't play with these niggas. I can't stand playing with these niggas, man. Like, these niggas act like they won something or they like, you know what I mean?
It was like 2 or 3 different teams in one team.
That's what I'm saying. It was, earlier in the conversation, the early conversation I had with Rodney, we were talking and he was just like, yo, it was kind of like uppercut. Like we didn't mesh, son. Like it wasn't like we didn't get along. We didn't disliked each other, but we just couldn't play with each other. It was like they was trying to prove a point and we were trying to prove a point and niggas inside the middle and niggas in the middle was just trying to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it just didn't mix, yo. And Bailey wasn't the type of dude to actually he made that shit worse by.
Yeah. He never sat people down and told them they roles.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was ass. So, you know what I mean? Now I'm going to get to the part of, you know what I mean, the convo. Oh, you want to say something? All right. Yeah, I'm going to get to the convo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, hold on.
It was a little crazy earlier.
Hold on. E, real quick. You just brought something back to my mind. You was talking about how long we were playing together. Yo, do you remember? I feel like I remember one time you won the Wayne PAL championship for us. Do you remember that game? We played in the Wayne PAL. It was probably 7th grade, just 6th grade year. And you hit like 3 threes down the stretch off the corner to finish the game. Wayne, it's obviously it's in Wayne. It was like a white colored gym. It was me, you, Swan.
I remember the Wayne PL well. That was like a tournament.
Yup, it was a Wayne tournament.
I can't remember that game. I can't remember that. I can't remember what you're talking about.
No, I remember that pull-up. I remember that pull-up over the years. You had a couple of them.
Yeah, no, that team was special. That team, and we had Qasim on that team too, but he quit, right?
Nah, Kos quit in 8th grade with Farrat. In 7th grade, he was on there. Kos was on there.
Yeah, I don't really remember too much about it, but I remember he was good. But I'm gonna start off with you, H. You know what I'm saying? So we pretty much kept up the high school career, and you one dude I know you knew you was always into the papers. I seen you at a couple of my games when I was coaching at Columbia. You know what I'm saying? So you got like a good view on it. You know what I'm saying? What was like? What you think was the problem, son? Why did motherfuckers always underachieve, bro?
It wasn't a program. That's what it comes down to. I felt like it wasn't a program until I thought you had it turned it around into a program. I don't know about when Fred Hill was there, because but I thought once you took over the team, y'all was how many years did you coach there? 4 or 5?
4 or 5. I can't remember.
And you was ranked about three.
Yeah, we was ranked 3 out of 4 years because we was ranked 3 out of the 4 years I was there. Yeah,
that was the first time I felt like it was a program. It was something after that.
You think if Chad was there, it would have been different?
Yeah, I think if he would have took over the varsity, it would have been a program. He would have ran it like a program. Because even when you think about it, all right, you got a freshman team, you got a JV team, you got a varsity team. Why are we just in one summer league? It should be so many summer leagues. Even if you send your freshmen to get their ass trashed by some varsity.
That's what I used to do, yeah. I had us in 3-4 summer leagues. I put our freshmen in the Montclair League.
Yeah. So we was never prepared. Like in conference, only competition was East Orange wasn't even no competition. But Seton Hall Prep was the only competition. And then once we stepped outside the conference, that's when we would have trouble because you got to think we got knocked off by Eastside. Eastside battle tested. They was in that watch out conference. I don't think it was nothing better in the state at the time than that.
True. So what you think? Oh, same thing?
Yeah, generally same thing. As young men, and I just feel like we had the people who actually cared about coaching more than just being a coach. You feel me? Running a program, and we'd have been in a way different spot. Like, for instance, I mean, what was that summer league tournament we won to Seton Hall that year when Doug Pops coached us?
That's why.
Montclair.
Not Montclair.
That was at Seton Hall University.
In Seton Hall in the not the Wash, the auxiliary gym.
Oh, the Metro Classic. That's what it was.
Metro Classic. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, so whenever you got us the right dudes who actually took the time to know the players and get with it, we got kind of busy. And
I thought Doug dad coached us better than Bailey.
That's what I'm saying. That year we was like, yo, Mr. Root was good. Like, nigga, pull up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with you with this question. I need from the time that you see, I'm not talking about like Mark Bryant and these dudes. Like, I'm talking about players that you've seen with your own eyes. Give me the top 3 guards that you ever seen playing at Columbia.
Top 3 guards. Definitely. I know it seemed like he took some heat, but definitely Dez was up there. I felt like Dez, worked very hard and got himself to a real good spot. I thought Dez had a chance to go play. I think he did play like D2.
D2, but I thought he played at Stonehill. I thought he could have played D2, like if he would have prepped a year maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he could
I
have
put
played
Dez in there. I would also put. I guess you got to put Aaron in there, right? I mean, I feel like they didn't coach Aaron the right way, but you got to put Aaron in there. And for a third one, I don't know. I'm gonna just stop at 2.
What about you, H?
I'm gonna actually go with the young boy Jamil Grace.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I might say he was probably the best. Then I'm gonna go with Dez, and I'm gonna go even a little further back. I don't know if y'all remember Tim Roberson.
No, I don't know him.
Yeah, that's had a younger sister that was around.
Erica was
my
his sister.
grade. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I think Tim's maybe a year or 2 older than your sister.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, from what people told, I mean, what somebody told me, he was pretty much just like a hustle player, right? No.
Nah, Tim used to get buckets. He used to get busy. He played with like Keith Harvey.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him, but I thought he used to like when they would play East Orange and all them, he wasn't scared. He was out there actually scoring. He wouldn't disappear in those games. Cause I've been following not just Columbia but basketball since I was like
I know you was
Mr. 5th, 6th grade.
You knew where everybody was. You had the paper out, everything. I remember that shit. But, who would you say is the top 3 big men you play with? I mean, not play with. I'm sorry. The top 3 big men you've ever seen at Columbia.
I mean, I got
forwards. It could be a small forward.
Forward. So I'm gonna put Howard in there, right? Howard definitely got to be in there. Because he ended up going to Ryder. I'm not sure how it went after that, but he was all right for a minute in high school. He was getting busy in high school. John, I think in terms of high school, I thought John really, because John shot up late. John wasn't that tall. I feel like John grew late because I felt like he wasn't that tall. And then maybe in like 8th, 9th grade, he shot up, like 3-4 inches. He got tall. So I'm going to put John in there too. And the third one, I don't know. I'm stopping these lists at 2 today.
I mean, you got a whole bunch of people, man.
Yeah,
Who was in Gerard?
Oh, nah. Hell no. Not Gerard.
Bro. I say bro.
Gerard that had a fucking heart, man.
What about what's that dude's name? Desmond put Maurice in his shit. Maurice
Hunter. That's
Maurice Hunter. Yeah, I put Maurice Hunter. Yeah.
Because
I thought was he like 6'5"?
He was all 6'5". Yeah, he used to get busy. Maurice. He was just lazy. He's fucking lazy.
Who you got, H?
I put Ryan Fagan.
Okay.
You coached him, right, Eddie?
Yeah, he's in mine too.
I probably put Maurice, and I'm trying to think. Damn. Ryan Bacon. I put John. I thought John could have been one of the best to come out of there if he had the work.
I mean, you think Maurice Hunter was better than Kev Martin?
For most of high school,
yeah. Maurice he did more work than Kev. Because when we used to play games, like I remember, I think the first game we played my junior year. You remember when we played Morristown at Morristown, your sophomore year, my junior year?
Yeah.
Like Kev you would think he would dominate, but he wouldn't. Like, they was football players and they was crashing the boards.
Well, them dudes was like, they wasn't human, son. Them motherfuckers was jumping over people's heads. Them motherfuckers is like they was coming off a trampoline, son. That shit was ridiculous, bro.
But Kev wouldn't box nobody out. He would just think he could just jump.
But that's because Kev got tall before he started playing basketball. Kev was somebody who wasn't really interested in basketball. One day he's 6'8", and people start saying, "Yo, was good, like you got to hoop." So it took him a couple years to get his basketball, form together.
Cool. All right. So the best player you ever seen play at Columbia is who?
Best player I ever seen play at Columbia. In high school, I'm gonna still say Howard because he was in high school getting about 20 points a game. I don't know if I've seen anybody else dropping 20 consistently for a whole season, through and through.
No problem. About you, H?
I'm gonna say Jamil. Jamil.
Nah, that's cool. That's who Rodney said.
How nice was Mill? I heard a lot of people talking about him.
He scored 1,000 points, right?
Yeah, he was the best player I've ever seen go through Columbia, honestly.
And you can't forget about Yvonne. Yvonne had a good career too.
Yvonne was in my top 3.
I'm throwing Vaughn in there for my guards too. My fault. I forgot about Vaughn.
Yvonne had a good career too.
Yeah, that was
And he finished up at St. Peter's, right?
Yeah, in St. Peter's.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they those two definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all went to the county finals, right?
Nah, man, we choked. We went to 3 semifinals, dude, and we choked all 3 of them shits. We was up in all 3 of them, and we lost the lead somehow.
Who's coached all 3 of them?
Huh?
Who coached all 3 of them?
I did.
And you lost. And you said you was down. And how much you was up?
Shit, man, Irvington, bro. We was up at least 18. We was up like 16, 18 points.
Did the rest be doing some funny shit? Because I remember times, I don't know if he was on the team when we was playing EO coming up, and the players would literally be in the game talking to coaches like, "Yo, Uncle Mike, da-da-da-da-da." I'm like, yo, this is literally this nigga's family.
Yeah, they knew him, yeah. Because I knew a lot of the referees from playing with PPY.
Yeah,
A lot of East Orange refs, yo. East Orange refs is crooked, man.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that your freshman year, my sophomore year, the ball rolled. At East Orange, the ball rolled on the floor. The nigga picked it up. The kid with the
after
braids,
the buzzer
shot it. The ref's like, it's no good. Everybody running on the floor. He's like, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I remember that.
I was like, oh shit.
I remember that, yo. That was crazy. And they had some kid on their team named Spud that barely put me on, son. And he's like, yeah, man, get up on him full court. I'm like, yo, why you waiting until I get in the game? I gotta play this motherfucker full court. So Mike Abdul-Qadir's on this motherfucker.
I like Mike, but Mike used to be scared those days, man.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I said, I have a question from we discussed it, right? Earlier, I asked who the most disappointing player was, right? So, I had Desmond on. Rodney says Desmond, right? So he says Desmond, basically he had high expectations and he had the surrounding cast around him that was dope, but we just every time we had a big game, dudes ain't show up. But I was telling Ryan, I'm like, yo, bro, to keep it honest with you, man, like it can't be, it's not only him because he had to be, I remember him doing point guard duties. We ain't had no point guard, bro.
I seen that year, that was the weak link on the team. We had no point guard.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to tell me, he's like, I remember Mike Abdul-Qadir was that good. And let me preface this by saying this because you're going to think I'm just talking shit about him on both podcasts. But I have no problem with Mike Abdul-Qadir. Mike Abdul-Qadir is a cool dude, bro. I think Mike Abdul-Qadir is pretty good. And he was the only dude on varsity in that year that actually he didn't take me under his wing, but he didn't have a problem with me. Like he actually tried to help me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let me preface it by saying that. But I'm just saying, as far as what Desmond was to his position, or what John was to his position, what Kev was to his position, nobody from the point guard position held that down. He used to put me at points sometimes, so that includes me myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was really a 2 anyway. I just spot up shooter. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want no problem. I ain't want to handle the damn ball. But, you know what I'm saying? To me, if we had a good point guard, you know what I'm saying? All that responsibility when it fell on Dez and he could have, did his thing. He should be running off screens and catching the ball.
Dez was scoring. Yeah. Because his mid-range game was nice. Dez had a nice mid-range game.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? So the big games, he's bringing the ball up the court, setting up the plays when he shouldn't be. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my opinion. But with
that,
being said,
we ain't had no point guard yet that year. We ain't had no point guard.
Nah. Hey, Omar.
Yeah.
Go ahead, H.
Oh, I was going to say, in reference to Mike, when I first seen Mike playing small fry, Mike was nice. No offense, Mike, but he never got no better. That nigga was kicking niggas' asses. I was like in 6th grade. That nigga was kicking up, Mike.
Yo, who you think is the most disappointing player that you had more expectations for in high school?
This might sound crazy, but I feel like both of y'all are gonna feel me because we played in the same places growing up. And I'm gonna say Phoenix because V on a I tell people today I really feel like V could easily be Kemba Walker. Slightly undersized point guard out there. Can't nobody D who can get a bucket anytime. Sometimes the decision making be a little crazy, but when it comes to just getting buckets 1-on-1, you can't really be stopped. And what he was looking like when he was in his prime. When he could catch a 2-handed oop. When his handle was out of control, literally breaking niggas' ankles at the park, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, V is honestly one of the best players I ever played with on a regular basis to never ever make it. I thought V could have went somewhere somehow to get paid and possibly even into the NBA just on pure talent.
I used to see Phoenix literally at the park or where we playing. Game would be 12. I would literally see him come down and make 10 shots in a row.
Yeah.
With good defense on him, with hands in his face. Like, I've never seen that, but he just couldn't. He was a dude that couldn't be stopped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just missed when he missed. Like, it wasn't because of the defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. What about you, H?
Most disappointing. I'm gonna actually say Howard. And when do I say Howard? I say Howard at the Irvington PAL when I was like 7 or 8 years old. Howard was like 6'1", fucking damn near dunking then. And I ain't know who he was until I later seen him at St. Pat's playing with Al Harrington. He was just coming off the bench. So I would say Howard, most disappointing. Because I thought he was gonna be like back then in the Irvington PAL. That he was dominating shit.
Was you cool with Howard at all? Did you know him?
I ain't really speak to him, nah.
I gotta say this, bro. I only seen him twice. One time was on. I've seen him play a couple times the court. I was in 8th grade. You know, you younger, the dude at Columbia, the school you going to or in your town, is that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody, you know, in middle school, 8th grade is like, yo, Howard. So I seen him in like a movie theater. I was with Rodney actually. I went out to him. You know what I'm saying? I went to him, I was like, yo, bro, like, I forgot what I said. Like, you know what I mean? Basically, giving him props. Like, yo, you that dude, or whatever the case may be. I stuck my hand out. And he told me, get the fuck out of here, and then shake my hand.
So
dead serious on everything I love. On my mother's grave, bro. I stuck my hand out, didn't shake it, told me, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck you looking at? Some dumb shit. Like, I'm like, God damn.
Hey, give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna rejoin y'all in a second.
But that shit was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you knew him at all, but that was the only really account I had. When after that, I'd never really seen that no more.
Yeah, no, I knew him a little bit, but that sounded about right. I feel like he played on one of the older rap teams. One year we had 2 rap teams. The year we went to the Nationals, and he was on the older rap team. He's just a regular older dickhead nigga, but he was getting busy then too. What was Qasim's cousin name? The nigga from Orange. What was his name? Duquan. You remember Duke? Big Duquan. He was like 6'8". No, he's probably like about 6'6". Don't worry about it. He was another one that was tough from around the way. He was from Orange though. I feel like we had a lot of talent come through, you know what I'm saying, our county. But you know, should be happening.
Coming out of 8th grade, did you have any like, was people trying to get you to go somewhere else?
Oh yeah, no, I was offered a 50% scholarship to Seton Hall Prep. Yeah. But I remember, obviously, my parents was divorced at that point. I felt like my pops was there. Maybe I would have ended up going there to a different program. So I would have been playing center, you know what I'm saying, for 3 years. But I remember you like, saw niggas there, man. I'm trying to be with my mans. Fuck these niggas. Da 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 da.
Same thing I was thinking. Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I think he left, right?
Who? H?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's gonna be joining in a couple minutes. But would you make that same decision again or no?
No. I mean, I feel like number one. I mean, I'm not sure I really ever got tall enough to grow into my game to be on the pro level, right? But I'm also not sure my game would have been a lot different if I would have had, different coaches in those years that mattered. I had picked up a lot of steam and rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you was on rap. You you know what I'm saying? You was getting a lot of you was doing your thing, man. I remember you was getting some attention. You know what I'm saying? People know who you were. So like that's why I asked you that question, because I know you could have went somewhere else, but you, just like me, decided to come here, like, you know what I'm saying, to go to Columbia, and probably shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But but when you look at it, it was crazy because we went to school with Chris Swan and Greg Altieri and a couple other dudes, right? And they ain't really pan out neither from where they were at.
But I mean, that's the thing about basketball. I feel like for a lot of it, maybe we should have played football. I mean, our football team was ass, but right, like I'm right now.
That's probably because the basketball players didn't play. To keep honest, those were the real athletes. The football players were people that really couldn't play basketball, and they made them they went to the weight room, got faster, got stronger, became football players. They weren't natural athletes, like run, catch, jump.
You don't gotta be 6'10" to go to NFL. Right now, I'm basically, if I had a pro diet, I could be the same size as T.O. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, maybe niggas should have done something a little different that way, but you know, a lot of us ain't grow into it. Chris Wan was looking like he was going to go to the league.
Yeah.
This nigga was pulling threes with his left hand in 7th grade in the game.
7th grade.
In games. Like, he was different. You know what I'm saying? Koss, I thought Koss had a chance, but Koss ain't growing. Koss, you know, that nigga got too much in the streets. You know, that nigga thugging to this day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, man, because when you look at it, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, kind of, in Maplewood, we were the Seton Hall Prep of our, like, you know what I'm saying? We were the team to beat. That everybody wanted to beat. We got to be Maplewood. We got to be Maplewood. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got the players and we got the coach. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's kind of weird to look at it like what happened from there to the time we got older. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it was kind of like the lack of programming. I mean, we didn't really take, honestly, I see the way these kids train now. Man, like, we weren't into training. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't what we did. We might have worked out maybe here or there.
Niggas love playing basketball. That's it.
Yeah, we just played basketball, but dude, these dudes, I started seeing like around 2007, 2008 when I was coaching these young kids. They started doing stuff that we wasn't doing. They started asking me to come work them out in the park 6 o'clock in the morning on like Saturdays and Sundays, and you know, getting up 500 shots and just shit we didn't do. Like, imagine we had to do that, like, or if we would like, and that wasn't the culture for our time. Even dudes that was good wasn't doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, or niggas that was like, you know, high D1 players, they wasn't doing that. Like, you know what I mean?
It was different.
Yeah, it was kind of like it was the way it was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we good. I show up. I got better just because I got stronger and I got older. Not because of anything not because I was working on my game crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, honestly, really, before rap, I never even thought about doing drills and shit like that. Where niggas do 1,000 360s where you and your partner go to, you know, it's a chair on the elbow, in and out cross layup, crossover layup, spin off the chair layup, step to step go by, where you just do that shit 20 times in a row, you know, mimicking game moves, game action, dribbling drills for 45 minutes to start every practice. We ain't thinking about no shit like that. We did 3-on-2, 2-on-1s.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we scrimmaged and learned the plays. So, you know, it's a new day. But you know, niggas wouldn't change it. It was a good ride.
Yeah. I'm you know, like I said, focus was different, man. In Columbia, for some reason, Columbia ain't like other places, bro. I told my wife this. I'm like, yo, you know what's crazy about Columbia? It's like Columbia is about being cool, son. I'm like, you could be the best player in the school and be a cornball.
Yep.
Like any other school, you got that varsity jacket. You got this, you got girls just because you play basketball. They don't do nothing for you at Columbia, bro.
Nothing for you at Columbia.
It's just nothing for you. That was a side thing. You just happened to play basketball. You had to be, girls rather you gang bang or just be in hit squad than be on the basketball team, son.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That don't do nothing for you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so Columbia is a different world within itself. Like, you know what I mean? Honestly, you kind of see it because we got Rotimi, we got SZA, you know what I mean? Ryan doing his thing, you got Eric Hudson, you got all these
Lauren Hill,
Lauren Hill, like you got people doing it, and it's something in the culture, bro. It's just like it's something we bred, like, you know what I'm saying? Like even us, when you probably think about it, when we come around other people or when we do this, you know what I mean, we kind of like, oh yeah, that's him. He's like, you know what I mean? That's the dude. Oh, he's nice, but he's corny. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's just kind of like in our mindset. I don't know how that happened, or that's why that culture is the way it is, or what. I don't know if it's like that no more, the way it was. But, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean? I want to thank you for coming on, bro. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Word up, yeah.
Let me stop this, as a matter of fact. Hold on. Matter of fact, I can't. I'll just edit this part out. But I appreciate you coming on, bro. I know you and H, you know what I'm saying? Y'all busy dudes, y'all had time or whatever. You know what I mean? Making it out for me, I appreciate it. I'm gonna send y'all clips, you know what I mean? When I break it down or whatever, I'm gonna like break it down into certain clips and drop it on Facebook and drop it on Instagram and all that. Send me an Instagram and your I think we friends on Facebook. But if not, just send it to. I'm not. I can find you on Facebook. That's easy. But
my Facebook name is Oak Spring. It ain't my whole name. It's just that.
Yeah, send it to me. I'm gonna send you the what's his names. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop like, questions that people want to hear, and then I'm gonna, link my YouTube channel to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying I'm gonna probably have somebody on next week. Like I said, I was supposed to have Stacy and Jazz, as a matter of fact, but I'll see what's going on with that though.
You might want to get OC on too, Roberto.
OC?
Yeah. He just tore some wild. He tore his ACL or his MCL or something. He just had surgery the other day. He done for about 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, definitely, man. Like, there's a couple people I want to get on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And hear their side, hear other people's sides of shit of what happened. And like,
you got Doug on here yet?
Huh?
You got Doug on here yet?
No, I ain't have Doug, man. Honestly, you, Rodney, and Dez, and H really wanted. Like, those are the first 4 people I really wanted.
Okay.
At first, like, you know what I'm saying? Because the personalities, like, you know what I'm saying? So those are the first people I really wanted on. But I'm gonna have Javon, Jamil, younger kids. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I seen him because I don't think I might have only seen him play like I only seen like 2 or 3 games you coach. Because I feel like when you started coaching, I was I still in college? No, because
yeah, I was still in college when I first started coaching. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably what happened. I feel like I missed a lot of that. So I don't really remember. But I remember the first time I seen Yvonne was at a Seton Hall game at Seton Hall, and that was my first time I ever seen him play. I remember hearing like, yo, everybody keeps saying this young nigga nice. And he did pretty good.
By far the best in-game dunker we've ever had. I think I know we had Sloan. I remember Russell, older brother, Andrew Carter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he used to be, he used to dunk when I was in the games, crazy. Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really remember too many other people that caught a lot of bangers. And even Phoenix, Phoenix, he dunk with his eyes closed, but I don't remember him catching a dunk ever in the game. Maybe one.
Yeah, high school basketball, I think I only dunked twice in the game.
I remember you dunked in the game.
Morris Knowles.
Yeah, Morris Knowles. That's what it was.
That was one of them.
I can't remember the other time, but I remember that was the one. It was coming off he was coming the right-hand side, going across the middle, right, to the left head.
Yeah, the nigga tried to rip me, tried to cross me at half court, and I just ripped this nigga. It was an open court. And, I knew what time it was, and I was banging, I was young. I said, I'm about to hit with these niggas.
Yeah, it's something that's crazy. I never caught a dunk, ever. I caught one dunk, maybe, I think.
Did you dunk in the pep rally or not?
I knew I wasn't going, but I went up and grabbed the rim and act like you know what I mean?
Yo, and it was funny. You was talking about the sophomores on the team and shit. I feel like you remember Cav, young Cav, Hauser, that's the last name?
Hauser, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. So he was mad quiet. I remember he was on the squad, but I ain't, he was just a quiet little nigga. I don't remember, thinking too much of it. We get to the pep rally, everybody throwing it down. He low,
Oh, he dunked, right?
Yo,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, with a dart. We was like, what the fuck? We ain't never seen this nigga dunk before.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah, I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I forgot to ask you. Like, give me some of your, we was talking earlier. I bring up the memories. Like, one thing you remember about Columbia, I never, Rodney brought up the bus trips we used to have. You know what I'm saying? Dez brought up, what he bring up? He brought up, he was talking about how he brought up a couple things, like how we used to cut off the opponent's national anthem with the clap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Well, give me one thing that you remember about Columbia, that you bring up, or, you know what I'm saying, that you don't forget. Or like a moment or something that happened that you can remember.
So I'm gonna say 2 things. The first thing was just that you was talking my junior year, your sophomore year, when our programs was just humming. That was one of the few times I think in basketball history where not Columbia history, but when I know Columbia, where our whole program just rang bells. Like, I mean, when Columbia came through, niggas knew what time it was. You was catching work, niggas was getting smoked. That's it. Seeing Hall knew what time it was when niggas came through. The niggas was shook because, you know, we knew the niggas. We was talking to them. Niggas was shook when we talked to them. And then the other thing I'm going to say I remember is is when V dropped that nigga Fleet. You remember when V dropped when V
Yo, that's crazy. Rodney, that was his moment.
Bruh, this nigga slid backwards on his back with his legs in the air. And I knew him because he was on the AAU team with me. I hit him later that night. Like, yo, Fleet was good. You know, we climbed him on a three-way with my other man, Clayton from Passaic. And he was like, yo, word is born. When he crossed me, I felt a shock in my shins. Nigga said he felt electricity bang through his shins, and then he opened his eyes. He was laying on the floor. I think that's probably the shit I remember the most. That's probably one of the things I remember most in high school. And the bus rides was crazy. Now, it's funny that Ronnie and Des would say that on the call with each other. Because about 95% of the bus ride shit was them two niggas together about to bang out.
Yo, he brought up the time that Des swung on him.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
I was right next to him when that happened.
Bro, this nigga Ronnie was sitting on the edge of the seat like this and shit.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, we don't gotta go into details today, but we remember that shit was crazy.
That was crazy. That, and I brought up the time this nigga Mikkel. Remember Mikkel, Big Mikkel?
Yeah.
It's like he busted an orange over Mark's head. You remember that shit?
Yo, chill, yo.
Yo, that shit was crazy. Yo, at one point it was like niggas was throwing oranges. Everybody was throwing oranges, like they're just fucking around or whatever, right? He was sitting behind Mark. The seat behind Mark, cocked his shit back, busted that shit over this nigga's head. Son, this nigga Mark stood up. Hey, yo, this nigga went crazy. This nigga, I don't know, he must have been mad over something. He's like, don't you dare, you ain't gonna don't do shit, nigga. Don't do shit. He's like, you throw that orange back, I'm gonna fuck you up, nigga. He's going crazy. I'm like, yo, damn. That shit, you know, nobody want to smoke. Mikkel was like,
he was big as hell then.
Yeah.
And the other Salone and Fritz, that shit used to be classic.
Salone and Matt?
Nah, Salone and Fritz.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that shit when he told Fritz, he was like, yeah, boy, your sisters is like free throws. Gotta hit them both. I was like, Fritz wanted to see this nigga. That shit was funny as hell, bro. Yeah, we had some times, y'all. We had some good times out there.
Most definitely. That shit was hilarious, bro. That shit was good. You know what I'm saying? It was really more deeper than basketball, you know what I'm saying? So that's really the reason for this, you know what I mean? I decided to do this shit because, you know what I mean? I want other people to hear our stories and shit. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah, keep up the good work. And we gotta all get up outside of this shit. You know, we all.
Yeah, yeah. Especially, man. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about, that was the idea I came up with before this. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yeah, let me do this. This would be even better. Well, you definitely got to get up, man. I got your number back again. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hit you. You know what I'm saying? We got to get up, dude. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to get out of here.
All right, brother.
All right, good looking, man.
All right.
Tell H I say thank you.
I will.
All right.
Later.